Some people started treating you different the moment you stopped over explaining yourself. Not because you did something wrong, but because the silence hit harder than your old apologies. See, when you're not bending over backwards to prove you're good, folks get uncomfortable. They liked you better when you were softer, more available, easier to guilt. Now that you don't show up for every fake crisis or give detailed speeches just to clear your name, they call it attitude. But it's not attitude, it's boundaries. And the ones who hate your boundaries are the ones who benefited from your lack of them. There's something that happens when you stop reacting right away. People start projecting. They'll call you cold, distant, fake. They'll rewrite history just to cope with the fact that you're not as accessible anymore. It's not personal. It's about their control slipping. When folks can't get a rise out of you, they get desperate. Some will even dig into your past, twist old things, make up new ones, just to remind you who they think you still are. But the truth is, once you outgrow the version of yourself they were comfortable with, they panic. And their panic ain't your problem to fix. One thing that shakes people the most is when you stay calm while they spiral. Like, actually calm. Not silent and seething, but grounded, unbothered, done. That's when the accusations start. Because people who thrive on drama need you to perform it too. They need your energy. So when you give them nothing, they start reaching. That's when you'll hear, you changed. Nah, you just stopped playing the role they assigned you. They missed the access, not the real you. Let them miss it. Let them talk. The more still you stay, the more their chaos shows itself for what it really is. Sometimes, the pressure to respond isn't about respect. It's about control. Ever notice how silence makes some people twitch? It forces them to sit with what they've done, or worse, with who they are. And that's uncomfortable as hell for them. So they poke, they bait. They'll say stuff loud enough for others to hear, waiting for you to defend yourself. Don't. Not because you're weak, but because you finally understand how much energy it costs to always explain your side. Let the lie live. Let them believe what they need to. That's not your job anymore. There's power in letting people misunderstand you. It's not about pride. It's about peace. Because the ones who already made up their minds about you, they're not listening anyway. They don't want truth. They want confirmation for the story they're selling about you. And when you stop showing up to the circus, they start running out of fuel. Let them. Let the silence grow awkward. Let the story get old. Let people come to their own conclusions. And let those conclusions expose exactly how little they knew you in the first place. You don't owe anyone proof of your growth. If they couldn't see your pain, they don't get to measure your progress. Some people will act like you went ghost on them, when really, they just stopped being a safe place. And when you don't explain that to them, it burns their ego. Good, let it. Not everything needs closure. Not every bridge needs repair. And not every falling out needs a conversation. Sometimes silence is the closure. Sometimes it's the loudest answer you'll ever give. Stop feeling guilty for choosing peace over performance. You ever notice how loud fake people get when you stop engaging with their nonsense? It's like your absence ruins their whole show. Suddenly, they're posting subs, acting like victims, spinning half-truths into full-blown fiction. But let them. Don't chase after every rumor with a correction. Don't call people out just to clear your name. That's a trap. Because every time you do, you teach them they still have a button to press. Take the button away. Watch what happens. Watch how their stories change when they realize you're not playing along anymore. It's not your job to convince anyone of your worth, especially not the ones who had front row seats to your pain and still chose to look away. Let them carry their version of the story, and while they do that, focus on actually living. Stop lurking. Stop wondering what they're saying. Who cares? Let them talk. Your silence is your freedom. Your absence is your answer. And your peace is the punishment. The real glow up isn't loud. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about no longer needing to. Some people don't want to heal with you. They want to compete with you. They'll watch your progress like it's a threat. They'll downplay your wins, make slick comments, copy your moves, then act like you're the one who switched up. Keep moving. Keep growing. Don't waste your breath correcting people who are committed to misunderstanding you. At some point, it stops being about who's right and becomes about who's free. And freedom looks like not caring what rooms your name is in, because you know none of them can trap you anymore. At the end of the day, not everyone who talks about you is against you. Some are just uncomfortable with what you've survived. That's fine. Let them be uncomfortable. You didn't come this far to shrink again. Don't start softening your truth just because it makes other people squirm. Let them squirm. Let the story unfold. Real ones will figure it out. The rest, let them stay mad. Let them feel what it's like to lose access to someone who finally woke up. Settling the score isn't about revenge. It's about refusing to dance for the crowd that cheered when you were breaking. When your actions start matching your self-respect, people who used to benefit from your confusion start acting real different. It's not just that they back off. Some flip the script entirely. 1 minute you were the one always apologizing. Second, guessing, trying to be liked. Next thing you know, the same ones who used to press your buttons start calling you arrogant. Not because you're doing too much, but because you're finally doing just enough. That calm in you now, it's not for show. It comes from knowing you don't owe people access just because they knew you during your messy phase. And that rubs certain folks wrong, especially the ones who built their sense of control off your chaos. There's something solid that settles inside once you stop begging life to treat you right. That shift, it's quiet, but real. You move different. You stop asking people to see your value and start acting like it's not up for debate. That doesn't mean everything suddenly becomes perfect, but the fights start making more sense. It's no longer about proving your worth. It's about protecting it. So when drama shows up now, you don't reach for your old habits. You watch it. You don't chase explanations or fix anyone's misunderstanding. And life starts moving better. Not because the world changed, but because you stopped moving like someone who needed to be rescued. Most folks don't realize how many of their problems are tied to them tolerating things they have no business tolerating. The minute you start treating disrespect like a deal breaker, instead of a challenge to rise above, your world shrinks in the best way. You lose people, yeah, but you gain breathing room. Your time starts going to places that feed you, not drain you. It's not even about being strong anymore. It's about being done. Done with repeating lessons. Done with apologizing for having a standard. And once that's your baseline, life stops swinging at you the same way. Because the mess that used to find you, it can't reach you when you're not sitting in the same places anymore. There's a moment when you realize that silence is not weakness. It's just not needing the noise. You let people think whatever they want, and it doesn't shake your center. That freaks people out more than any outburst ever could. They expect you to react, to explain, to make it make sense for them. But you're not performing anymore. You're just living. And in that space, life starts becoming clearer. The drama fades because you stopped feeding it. The misunderstandings don't matter because you're not chasing approval. And people start showing you exactly who they are when they realize you're not entertaining the performance anymore. When things stop being a constant fight, it's not luck. It's alignment. Not spiritual talk, just real choices adding up. You stopped texting first. You stopped attending every fake apology session. You stopped needing to defend yourself in rooms where the respect was already dead. And in return, life starts putting you in places where the energy matches. It feels weird at first, quiet, even lonely. But it's peaceful, because that internal war you were fighting, it dies when your behavior stops betraying your worth. When you stop acting like love has to be earned through suffering, the peace that shows up feels unshakable. Most people won't tell you that stability doesn't come from fixing every broken thing around you. It comes from refusing to break yourself for it anymore. That's the shift. You stop absorbing everything. You start filtering. You let things fall apart if they don't serve your sanity. And for the first time, life doesn't feel like something you're surviving. It starts becoming something you're shaping. Not out of forced, but out of clarity. You don't need revenge, attention, or validation. You just need consistency with your own values. And once your actions stop contradicting your self-worth, life stops throwing constant tests. It respects your new rules because you do.